Adiyan Ramanujadasan. So it is actually the satsangam, right, that Adiyan has been blessed over the last many years. That has given me some knowledge, right, and that knowledge I offer to all the acharyas and the bhagavatas who have helped cultivate the interest, grow the interest, right, and also teach me a lot of things. And it is with their strength that Adiyan is attempting today to speak a few words about Periyazhvar. So it is said that when you are asked to speak in a Bhagavata Goshti, what should you do? Right? Should you just say, hey, I am not at all qualified to talk, or should you go and talk what you know? So this Vicharam was raised a long time ago. When that Vicharam was raised, right, the answer that was given was, it is the strength and the blessings of that Bhagavata Goshti, right? It is because of that one should even attempt to talk. So today, Adiyan is attempting to talk about Periyazhvar with the strength of that Bhagavata Goshti and with the blessings of those Bhagavata Goshti. That's it, right? Let's get started. Alvar Empiramanar Jiyar Thiruvadigalé Charanam. Srisailesa Dayapatram Dhibaktyadi Gunarnavam Yatindra Pravanam Vande Ramya Jamataram Munim. Lakshminatha Samarambham Natha Yamuna Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Yo Nityam Achyuta Padambuja Yugma Rugma Vyamohadastaditarani Trinayamene Asmad Guror Bhagavatosya Dayaika Sindhoho Ramanujasya Charanau Sharanam Prapadye. Mata Pita Yuvadayastanaya Vibhutihi Sarvam Yadeva Niyamena Madanvayanam Adyasyanah Kulapater Vagulabhiramam Srimad Tatangri Yugalam Pranamami Murna. Bhutam Sarascha Mahadahvaya Bhattanatha Sri Bhaktisara Kulasekara Yogi Vahan Bhaktangri Renu Parakala Yatindra Mishran Srimad Parangusamunim Pranadosmi Nityam. Gurumuga Manaditya Praga Vedana Seshan Narapati Parikluptam Sulka Mata tu Kamaha Swasuram Amaravantyam Ranganadasya Sakshat Vijakula Tilakam Tam Vishnuchittam Namami. Minnar Tadamadil Sul Villiputtur Ennurukal Sonnar Kadarkamalam Sudinom Munnar Kidiyaruttan Ennuraithom Kilmayinal Serum Vadiyarithom Nenjame Vande Pandiyan Kondada Battar Viran Vandanenne ஈண்டிய சங்கம் எடுத்தூத வேண்டிய வேதங்கள் ஓதி விரைந்து கிழியறுத்தான் பாதங்கள் யாமுடைய பற்று. ஆழ்வார்கள் வாழி அருளிச் செயல் வாழி தாழ்வாதுமில் குறவர் தாம் வாழி ஏழ்பாறு முய்ய அவர்கள் உரைத்தவைகள் தாம் வாழி செய்ய மறை தன்னுடனே சேர்ந்து. ஸ்ரீ கர்கவம்ச கலச்சார்ணவ பூர்ணச்சந்திரம் ஸ்ரீ வெங்கடாரிய குருவர்ய தனூஜ ரத்னம் தஸ்மாத் அவாப்த நிகமாந்த ரகசியஜாலம் ஸ்ரீமத் ஸ்தலேசய குரும் சததம் பஜாமி. Sriman Narayana, out of his compassion, gave us all the Shastras. So when we say gave us all the Shastras, what does that word all mean? So there are three entities. Those three entities are Chit, Achit and Ishwaran. Ishwaran refers to Sriman Narayana. He is the one ruler and he is the one who rules everybody. And he is the one who is in all of us and pretty much controls everything. He is Ishvara. That is Tattvam 1. Tattvam 2 is the Jivatma, referred as the Chit. So when you say the Chit, what that really matters is the soul or the Jivatma. So think of us, for example, right? You would say, when somebody asks you, who are you? You will say, I am Vidya or I am so and so, right? So that I, who does that refer to? Does it refer to me as a person talking to you here in front of you? Or does that I refer to, let's say, before this birth, I was born as somebody else. Let's say I was a pig somewhere, right? Does that I refer to the pig? Or what is the connection, right? So it is the Jivatma Tattvam. What that means is a Jivatma, the soul, it takes many births, one after the other, after the other, after the other, right? And it is said it is Anadi. What that means is there is no, you cannot put a time as to when the Jivatma came into being. The Jivatma has been around forever. Okay. Now, that is tattvam number 2. The third tattvam is achit. Achit means the matter. That is, let's say this in this birth I am in this body, right? This I can feel the hand, I can feel my legs and all of that. That is tattvam number 3, which is achit, or it is the non-living thing, right? So these 3 tattvams, they exist. So these are the 3 tattvams. Now of these, the chit or the knowledgeable, right, the jivatma goes through the cycle of births and deaths and births and deaths. Until when? The until is determined by the time or the birth in which the jivatma comes under the anugraham of an acharyan and of Perumal, of Sriman Narayana, so it can break the cycle of life and death. Now, why does it have to come under the anugraham of an acharya and or Perumal? It is because originally the way the Perumal designed this whole thing was, he said, okay, I'm going to come and give you shastrams. Okay, use those shastrams to rid yourself of the cycle of births and deaths and to redeem and go. Go where? Go to Sri Vaikuntham, where the Jivatma can be engaged in kainkaryam, in service. But then the purpose of the shastrams was not fully utilized. The Jivatmas were not able to go and actually understand all of the shastrams and be able to employ that to be able to surrender to Sriman Narayana. So then Sriman Narayana decided, okay, clearly this is not working. The shastrams that he gave, they are only useful to a very, very select set of people. So what should I do next? So then he takes birth himself. He takes countless births, and the prominent of those we call as the Dashavatar. Now of those Dashavatharams, when he comes, he lives by example. When he comes as Rama, he gives us a lot of upadesams. When he comes as Krishna, he comes to steal our hearts with all his cheshtitams or pastimes, and also gives us a lot of upadeshams. But then we are very quick to reject those upadesams. We feel, oh, if Rama did something, he is able to do that because he is Rama himself. I will no way be able to follow the shastrams or the examples that were set by Rama and Krishna. That is because we consider ourselves to be in a different class than, of course, the Paramatma. So then Sriman Narayana has to devise another strategy. So he says, what should I do next? Right? It is only because these people don't consider me as one among them. Even though Krishna came and he lived with the Gopikas as one among them, he never wanted to be separated or alienated from the Gopikas. But even then, we were quick to reject all of that, right? So then he decides the best approach now is to hand pick a select set of people that come from the same class. That is, when he comes as Paramatma, we say, oh, you are a different class, so I cannot really follow everything that you are saying, right? So then he picks from the Jivatma class, right, a select set of people, and he gives them blemishless knowledge. These people are called the Alvars. Now, before we go into finding out what the meaning of Alvars is, right, an example is given by our Acharyas. That is, when somebody wants to hunt an elephant, there is an elephant hunter, okay? It is very, very hard to hunt an elephant. It is not easy like hunting a deer or hunting a tiger that the kings used to do. So the strategy that was employed to hunt an elephant was, they will go and use another elephant to trap the elephant that they want to hunt. So that is, the same class is used to hunt. So like that, Sriman Narayana, he wants us all to come to him, to be engaged in his service, and in order to do that, he employs the same class of people, the Jivatmas, and gives them and chooses to give them, blesses them with blemishless knowledge. The word blemishless is very, very important here. Because when the shastrams are given, right, there are a lot of ways of misinterpreting those shastrams. So there are one class of people who reject the shastrams altogether. They are called Bahyas. There is another class of people who will take the Shastrams, they will completely accept the Shastrams, but they will give meanings that are not right. So their drishti or their sight is malfunctioning. So they are called the kudrushtis. So since these two bahyas and kudrushtis can actually steer away one from the path of dharma and the path of surrenderance and be able to surrender to Sriman Narayana, he gives blemishless knowledge. Nammalvar, who is the leader of the Alvars and about who we learnt last month, right when he starts his Thiruvaimozhi Divya Prabandham, he says, Mayarvara Madinalam Arulinan. That is, Mayarvara. He cuts off all the blemishes. He cuts off all the sandehams or the doubts that you could have and gives the blemishless knowledge. So these people, these hand-picked people are called the Alvars. Now in Tamil they are called Alvars. The word Alvar means one who is deeply immersed. That is, they are deeply immersed in the thoughts of Perumal all the time. They don't know anything other than him. So that is why the Alvars are important. So then Sriman Narayana brought these Alvars into this world and he made them compose really great works, and it is through those works that are flourishing, right, and the upadesams from those words that we are able to ascertain the right path and we are able to fall under the grace of an acharya and finally be able to surrender to Sriman Narayana and can see some light at the end of the tunnel. Now of those Alvars, there are 10 Alvars. We commonly also say as 12 Alvars, but 10 Alvars are considered as the set of Alvars, and Madurakavi Alvar and Andal are included in the Goshti, and their works are considered part of Nalaya Divya Prabandham. Okay, so the order of these Alvars, right? These Alvars were not all born at the same time or even in the same yuga. We know that today we live in the Kali Yuga, right? It's been almost more than 5,000 years since the Kali Yuga started. Now, not all of the Alvars were born at the same time. The Alvars were each born, and not many of the Alvars even met each other. So they were all born many centuries apart. Now, an Acharya, the great Acharya called Manavala Mamunigal, he gives us the order of these Alvars. They are Poigayar, Boodattar, Peyar, Pugal Marisai, Ayyan Arulmaran, Seralargon, Tuya Battanathan, Anbarthal Tuli, Narpanan, Narkaliyan, Idivar Totrathu Adaivam Ingu. This is a pasuram in the Grantham, in the work called Upadesa Ratinamalai, where he gives us this order. Now in this, Periyazhvar is the Battanathan. So it is this Periyazhvar's glory that we are going to attempt to enjoy today. Okay. Periyazhvar was born in the month of Ani, in the nakshatram of Swati. That is coming up next week. Tuesday or Wednesday is his Tirunakshatra Mahotsavam, or that's the day on which he was born. Okay, many years ago. So this Periyazhvar, right, when he was born, the name that was given to him was Vishnu Chitta. Vishnu Chitta means one who has Vishnu in his Chittam. That is, one who has Vishnu in his mind. The other important or more glorified meaning of this is he is one who is also in Vishnu's Chittam. That is, he is there, or he is the one who Vishnu is thinking about. That is the name Vishnu Chittar. Now Vishnu Chittar was born in Srivilliputturu. He is the father of Andal. Andal's Charitram is for another day. So he is the father of Andal, and his name was Vishnu Chittan, and he used to perform Pushpa Kainkaryam in Srivilliputturu. Pushpa Kainkaryam, flower service, flower garland. Now, how did he get into this? he was performing whatever Kainkaryams that he could in the temple of Vadapatra Sai in Srivilliputturu. When he was doing that, he came upon, or he was meditating on Vishnu Puranam, on Sri Vishnu Puranam. And when he was doing that, right, he came across the episode where Krishna was brought to Mathura. So when he was brought to Mathura by Akrura, Krishna goes and he first finds the Kuni, or the hunchback lady, and from her he takes the chandanam, or the sandalwood paste, and applies it on his body. Then Krishna, out of his way, he goes to a flower garland maker. In Sri Vishnu Puranam, there is a shlokam that talks about that. It says, Prasada Paramaunatau Mamageham Upagatau Danyoham Archishyam Ityaha Malopya Jivanaha. That is, the meaning of this pasuram is, this is the words of the flower garland maker. That is, what happens is, Krishna goes out of his way. He is walking through the streets of Mathura. The streets of Mathura are wide and they are big. But as he is walking through those streets, he suddenly shifts out of that path and he goes through the lanes, the small lanes. He takes the by roads, the side roads, and goes and finds this person who is the garland maker. And of that garland maker, he asks for garland, and he accepts that garland from the garland maker and adorns himself. So this shlokam is the vakyam of that garland maker. That garland maker says, Prasada Paramaunatau Mamageham Upagatau. That is, he says, oh, the mala, in Tamil we call them malakarar. So I'm going to mix a little bit of Tamil also, because it's my native language. I'll try to keep it in English as much as possible. So he says, Prasada Paramau Nata. Oh, this is, he looks at Krishna and Balarama and he says, oh, these people, they are Paramatmas. But what do they have? They have just Saulabhyam. They just have Kripai. So they come out of their way to come and take these garlands from me. Mamageham upagatau. They are coming to my place. They are coming to my place, and who am I? I am one malyopa jivanaha. That is, I spend my life by making garlands, and I am trying to make money out of that garland. So Krishna, out of his way, he ignores all those big roads and he comes after and he engages me in this Kainkaryam by accepting the garland from me. He asks those garland of me. So when Vishnu Chitta comes across this shlokam, he understands that this Kainkaryam of making flowers or serving Emperuman with flowers, with pushpam, right, that is very, very pleasing to Krishna. So then he decides to go and set up a flower garden, a Nandavanam. It is called a Nandavanam in Tamil. So he sets up this Nandavanam, and there he grows all kinds of flowers and he performs a service to Krishna, to Vadapatra Sai, with those flowers. At that time, so Srivilliputturu is in this place called Pandyanadu. So if you look at the map of Tamil Nadu, Tamilians take a lot of pride in their culture. And there are three kingdoms that are very, very ancient. They are the Chera, Sora and Pandya kingdoms. Of those, the Pandya kingdom are the places that are Madurai and south of Madurai. Now, in that land of Madurai, there was a king. His name was Vallabhadevan. So, he was a great king. He had a lot of interest and he wanted to do the right thing at all times. Now, one of the things that the kings used to do was, in the nights, they used to cover themselves up. They used to hide their original stature, and they used to go and identify or find out what is happening across their kingdom. Because when they are just kings, right, they will not know what is happening in the kingdom. They are restricted to what their ministers tell them and what they can hear at the court. So just like how today in the corporate world, right, we may not tell our GMs and CVPs and VPs everything that happens in our departments, right? We try to project only the good things. We try to sweep the problems under the carpet. Like that, in those days, the kings would not necessarily know what is happening on the ground in their country, in their kingdom. So in the nights, they used to go in disguise and they would go and try to find out what happens. So they call this in Tamil Karuppuduthu Chodithu. Karuppu means black, that is they put a black garment on themselves to cover themselves. Karuppu Uduthu, they wear that and then they go and Sodithu, that is they go and inspect, they go and find out what is happening across their kingdom. That gives them valuable insights. So they can use those insights to run the kingdom in a better manner. So like that, the king Vallabhadeva had gone. So when he was going on such inspection, one day he finds an old Brahmana who was lying down. So then he goes and he wakes up that Brahmana. He does not know who that Brahmana is because that Brahmana seems very new. He does not recognize the Brahmana. So he asks, "Who are you?" So the Brahmana says, "Oh, I'm just returning from a Ganga Snanam Yatra, from a Ganga Yatra. And I am on the way to Setu. That is where I am going." So then the king, when he sees this Brahmana who's traveled the length and breadth, right? So he says, "Oh, you've gone to so many places. You would have met so many people. So please tell me something that is worthy of me to listen, right? Something that is good for me." So the Brahmana says, "Oh, one should do 4 things, which is you should gather the ingredients or the resources that are necessary for you to spend the autumn season, right, the rainy season, in the other 8 months. And one should gather what is needed in the night. You should gather it in the daytime. And one should also gather what is needed when you are old. You should gather that when you are young and when you are able to work and gather those resources." So up to this, the king was okay because this just seems like good advice, right? Then he says, you also have, in the 4th padam of the shlokam, the Brahmana says, you should also gather what is needed for you for your Paraloka Yatra. You should gather that, you should earn that when you are still here in this world. Now the king is intrigued. Sri Vallabhadeva, he is intrigued. So then he goes back to his palace and he starts contemplating what he heard. He says, "I've achieved everything else." He has all the material wealth and he is one who runs the kingdom in the path of dharma. But he does not know what to do about whatever the 4th padam that the Brahmana said, which is whatever was needed for your afterlife, right? You should gather that now. So he goes to the Purohit who is in his kingdom. His name is Selvanambi. So he goes to Selvanambi and he says, "Oh Selvanambi, oh Swami, please tell me what is needed for this afterlife. What should I do? Who should I go and surrender to? Who is the Paratatvam?" And how do I know that the Paratatvam is indeed the Paratatvam? Right? How do I know that? He asks that question. So then the Purohit Selvanambi, he says, "Why don't we organize a sadas, or why don't we organize a competition of sorts?" Right? He says, let's invite, they do a tandora, they invite all people from all walks of wisdom, right, to come and present what is Paratattva. Okay, so when this happens, the king immediately agrees and he goes and sets one up. Now, in this process, they also set up what is called the price, right? So if they are doing such things, they also have to reward one who's able to establish the truth. So in order to do that, they set up a reward, a lot of gold and material wealth, right? And it is tied up a stick. So whoever comes and is able to clearly establish the Paratattvam, for those the reward will fall down by itself. That is what they announce. Now, here is Vishnu Chitta, who is going about by his own business. He is just doing his Kainkaryam, he is offering flowers to Vadapatra Sai, and he is immersed in thoughts of Krishna. That's about it. Now, in his dream comes Sriman Narayana, who says, "O Vishnu Chitta, you should now go. You should go to this sadas that has been organized by the king of Pandya and go and establish my Paratvam." Paratvam means supremacy. He says, you should go and establish my supremacy. So Vishnu Chitta says, oh my God, Sriman Narayana, what are you telling me to do? I am no one. I know of no Shastras. I don't know of anything. I am not one who has gone and systematically studied all the Shastras to be able to even go and make an argument there. How will I even go? So then Sriman Narayana says, if I am asking you to go there, wouldn't I have made those arrangements also? You just go and show up. That's all you need to do. When you go and show up, you will be able to do the Paratva Nirnaya. So Vishnu Chitta, he takes those orders and he goes and shows up. Now when he goes there, the other people who have come there, they look at him very inferior. So they say, what is this? We are all such learned people here, right? And you've invited this Brahmana who has no knowledge of the Shastras. But then what really happens is the king and Selvanambi, they say, you know what? Don't make those judgments so quickly. Don't be so quick. Let him speak. Let Vishnu Chitta speak. And then let's decide and let's see what's going to happen. Then with the Kripa Kataksham of Sriman Narayana, Vishnu Chitta is now able to just give this out like a flood. He is able to establish all the meanings that have been established in the Vedams, the Shastrams, the Itihasams, the Puranams, and then he just comes and gushes them out and he establishes. So when that happens, he establishes that it is Mahavishnu, it is Sriman Narayana, the lotus-eyed Sriman Narayana, who is the Paradevam. He establishes that. When he establishes that, the reward falls down. Then everybody is quiet. They accept the arguments that have been established by Vishnu Chitta. Now at that point, the king is also pleased. So he rewards, he honors Vishnu Chitta and he sends him in a procession. Now Vishnu Chitta comes and he comes in this elephant where in a big procession. He has the reward, the prize money that he got, and he comes. When that happens, Sriman Narayana is so happy. Sriman Narayana is one who always wants to be with his devotees. So he comes and he wants to take a look at Vishnu Chitta, who is coming in this great procession. He comes with his Devi Mars, he comes with Sri Devi, Bhudevi, he comes in his Garuda. So when he comes like that, right? So Vishnu Chitta sees him. What would we do in that situation? We would have just fell down. We probably wouldn't even know what to do. Or we would be overjoyed. But Vishnu Chitta, he becomes very, very concerned. He becomes concerned because he is worried about what will happen to the Lord who has come to this Bhulokam, and that too when there is such a big procession and when there are all sorts of people on the streets, right? He is worried. So he wants to do the Kaap. And that's when he sings the Tirupallande. He goes, Pallandu, Pallandu, Pallayirattandu, Palakodi, Noorayiram, Mallanda, Tindol, Manivanna, Un Sevadi, Sevvi Tirukkaappu. அடியோமோடும் நின்னோடும் பிரிவின்றி 1000 பல்லாண்டு வடிவாய் நின் வலமார்பினில் வாழ்கின்ற மங்கையும் பல்லாண்டு வடிவார் சோதி வலத்துறையும் சுடர் ஆழியும் பல்லாண்டு படைப்போர் புக்கு முழங்கும் அப்பாஞ்ச சன்னியமும் பல்லாண்டே. So பல்லாண்டு means we probably start this, we start the Seva Kalam every time with பல்லாண்டு, right? But what does that really mean? Aandu means years, pal means many. So he does Mangala Sasanam. Now what does Mangala Sasanam mean? So it is glorification. It is saying long live the Lord, right? Long live the Lord. That's what Mangala Sasanam means. So he does this Mangala Sasanam to the Lord himself. Now who would do that? So anybody in their regular senses, right? They would think, I am your servant and you are here to protect me. Oh Lord, please protect me. Or we would imagine there are many bhavams that you can have with Sriman Narayana. So you can think of Krishna as your lover. You can think of the Lord as your mother. You can think of the Lord as your master. You could go through a lot of these bhavams like this. But who would have this bhavam of, oh, what is going to happen to my Lord? How am I going to protect him from all of this? So that bhavam is what Periyazhvar had. And that bhavam is what Vishnu Chitta had, and that is precisely what got him the name Periyazhvar. Manavala Mamunigal in Upadesa Ratnamalai says, பொங்கும் பரிவாலே வில்லிபுத்தூர் பட்டர்பிரான் பெற்றான் பெரியாழ்வார் என்னும் பெயர். So I'm going to try to translate it to English. So he says it's பொங்கும் பரிவு. Parivu means the care, the affection that you would have. Let's say you are walking on the streets, you go on a walk and you see an animal that is hurt, or you see a person who's suffering. So the way you would feel about it, the care that you would feel in your mind, right, that is parivu. The one that Periyazhvar had is pongum parivu. So it is this pongum parivu because he thought of himself as having the need to go and put a kaap for Sriman Narayana himself. So that is why he got the name Periyazhvar. Pongum parivale Villiputtur Battarpiran. Battarpiran is none other than Vishnu Chitta. That Battarpiran, he got the Villiputtur Battarpiran, or the Vishnu Chitta from Villiputtur, he got the name Periyazhvar. So when we think of the Alvars, right, you can actually create a step. Our acharyas have shown us a step. What that means is, so let's talk a little bit about that step. So when you think of just Deha Atma Abhimanis, what that means is somebody who thinks it is this body that's everything, who would do everything, who's very materialistic in nature and would want to just take care of living luxuriously to satisfy the needs of this body, right? He is called a Dehatma Abhimani. Now, there is the next step is one who attempts to understand Sriman Narayana and the Tattvams. So think of those as the rishis. Now compared to the Dehatma Abhimanis and the rishis, there is a difference of a mountain and a molehill. Not even a molehill, a pit. Okay. Now, but those rishis, right, if they are trying to attempt with their efforts, then it is not considered as great as the Alvars who are attempting, or who are not attempting, who have been blessed with this blemishless knowledge by Lord Sriman Narayana himself. So compared to the Dehatma Abhimanis and the rishis, there is the difference of a mountain and a pit. Similarly, when you look at, now let's shift the scale. So when you look at the Alvars and the rishis, the Alvars are like the mountain, and these rishis who are attempting, who have the swaprayatnam, they are like the pit. Now, even within the Alvars, there is such a difference of a mountain and a pit. All the other Alvars, they are looking at Emperuman, they are looking at Sriman Narayana as their savior. They would always beg to him. They would always beg to him and say, "Oh, please take me away. I cannot bear this material world anymore. Please take me away." And sometimes when they are not in the Anubhavam, when they are not able to get the Sevai of Perumal, right, they would even go to the extent of having a friendly fight with him. But Periyazhvar, he does not do any of that. He assumes the form of, he assumes this, he takes upon himself, right, or he goes through this nature, this Pongum Parivu, because of which, right, he is always thinking of what is going to happen to the Lord. And that is the reason why he is at an elevated level compared to all the other Alvars themselves. Now, Periyazhvar, now that we've established he is greater than the other Alvars, right? Now he goes and he does Mangala Sasanams to Sriman Narayana. Now he takes up in the first Divya Prabandham, Tirupallande, what he does is he invites everybody. So he gets the Anubhavam of Perumal, right? Then he says, "Oh, come." He's calling others also to come and sing Pallande. What kind of people does he call? He calls the one who go to Perumal, right? And they say, "I don't want anything other than you. I just want to be in your service. That's all I want." They are called the Ananya Prayojanars. The Ananya Prayojana means they don't have any other Prayojanam. Prayojanam means reason or purpose. There is no other purpose for them. They are surrendering to Emperuman only because that is the purpose. It is the Swarupam, or it is the nature. So they do that. The second group of people are called the Kaivalyarthis. The Kaivalyarthis mean those who want to go and they want to just think about or meditate or reflect upon themselves or the Jivatma Swarupam. They are called the Kaivalyarthis. They are called Atma Anubhavattile. They'll be in. The third group of people are the Aishwaryarthis. Aishwaryarthis means one who want Aishwaryam, wealth, right? Give me health, give me wealth, give me something, right? And I surrender to you because you are the one who can give that to me. So they are the Aishwaryarthis. So Periyazhvar, he calls upon all these groups of people. He calls upon all these groups of people to come and do Mangala Sasanam to Sriman Narayana. Now that is precisely what happens in the 12 Pasurams of Tirupallande, which is the first Divya Prabandham. Now this Tirupallande, right, it is considered as the Sangraham of all the Veda Arthams. So before Vedams are recited, it always starts with the Pranavam. And then at the end also it ends with the Pranava Shabdam. Like that, all the Seva columns, they would always start with Tirupallande. And they would always end with Tirupallande. So Manavala Mamunigal says, "Vedathukku Om ennum adupol ulladukkellam surukkai thaan mangalamadalal." That is the glory of Tirupallande that was written by Periyazhvar, composed by Periyazhvar. Now, if you think about the order in which the Alvars were born or the Alvars existed, it's Poigai Alvar. He is the very first Alvar. The very first Pasuram that he composes or he does Mangala Sasanam is "Vayyam Tagaliya Varkadale Neyyaga Veyya Kadiron Velakkaga Seyya Sudarariyan Adikke Suttinen Solmalai Idarari Ningagave Yennu." He lights the entire earth as a lamp using the seas, the oceans as the wick. But that is not how we start our Seva columns. The leader of the Alvars is Nammalvar. The very first Pasuram that he composed is "Poininna Nyanamum Polla Olukkum Alukkudambum Inninna Neermai Iniyam Uramai Uiralippan Yenninna Yoniyumai Pirandai Mayor Taleva Meininnu Kettarulai Adiyen Seyyum Vinnappame." This is in a work called Thiruviruttam, which is the equivalent of Rigvedam. That is not how we start the Seva Kalam. The greatest of his work, of Nammalvar's work, is called Thiruvaimozhi. There are 1102 pasurams. It starts with Uyarvara Uyarnalam Udayavan Yavanavan Mayarvara Madinalam Arulinan Yavanavan Ayarvarum Amarargal Adibadi Yavanavan Tuyararu Sudaradi Toduderan Manane. It is the Sangraham, or it has all of the meanings of Samavedam. That is not how we start the Seva Kalam. We start the Seva Kalam with Tirupallandu. And when we finish the Seva Kalam, when we start the Sathumurai, again we recite the first two slokams of Tirupallandu. It is this, just like how when Vedam is recited, it is encapsulated between pranavams. Whenever we start and end the Seva Kalam, we do it with Tirupallandu. Even though Periyazhvar is Poigayar, Boodattar, Peyar, Pugal Marisai, Ayyan Arulmaran, Seralarkon, Tuyya Bhattanathan. So he is the seventh Alvar. But we start the Seva Kalam with his work only. And even if people don't know any other Divya Prabandhams, people will always start with Tirupallandu and Tirupavai, of course. So such is the glory of Periyazhvar. Now this Periyazhvar, what he does next is, because he takes this position, or he goes into this position of doing Mangala Sasanam to Sriman Narayana, he also goes into this Yashoda Bhavam. He enjoys Krishna. Now among the Alvars, each Alvar is said to be situated or engulfed in certain forms of Sriman Narayana. If you take Kulasekara Alvar, he is immersed in Sri Rama Anubhavam. If you take Periyazhvar, he is immersed in Krishna Anubhavam. It is Periyazhvar, Andal and Nammalvar who are immersed in Krishna Anubhavam. Nammalvar is called Krishna Trishna Tattvam. That is, if you were to put a form to Krishna Bhakti, not Krishna Bhakta, but Krishna Bhakti, then it is Nammalvar. And Periyazhvar is also in Krishna Bhakti. But his Bhakti is in the form of the motherly love. He takes the Yashoda Bhavam and he composes a lot of Divya Prabandha Pasurams in that Bhavam. So Periyazhvar has composed Tirupallandu, which has 12 Pasurams, and Periyazhvar Tirumozhi. That's his other work that has 461 Pasurams. So 473 Pasurams in the Nalayira Divya Prabandham have been given to us, have been blessed by Periyazhvar. Now in that Periyazhvar Tirumozhi, he goes through and he enjoys Krishna as Yashoda. Now they say that when he enjoys like this, right, it is not just his imagination. It has been Krishna himself gave all of that bhavam to Periyazhvar. And that is how he composed all of those pasurams. He goes through every step of Krishna's childhood, starting with how when Krishna was born. When Krishna was born, he describes, so the first, after Tirupallandu, when he starts Periyazhvar Tirumozhi, the first decade in that is called Vannamadangal. It starts with Vannamadangal, where he assumes, or he imagines that the place called Tirukkoštiyur. Now you may know Tirukkoštiyur because that is the place where there is the Ashtakshara Vimanam, and where Ramanuja was able to give the Charamaslokam and the Ashtakshara Mantram to those who are interested. But more on that another day. So he imagines Tirukkoštiyur as the place where Krishna was born, and he sings about the glory of Lord Krishna's birth. Now after that, he sings many pasurams, many padigams. A padigam means a decad. A set of 10 pasurams is called a padigam. So he goes through all of that, and he enjoys at Krishna's childhood. Now this work is called Pillai Tamil. That is, Periyazhvar is considered as the the Tamil word is called Munnodi. I'm trying to think what the appropriate English word is. Or he is the leader, or he is the one who establishes, or he is the one who even sets the path for this type of literature. Pioneer. So what that means is, so the word Pillai Tamil means that imagining or assuming taking this form and enjoying the glories of the little or the childhood of a deity. That is called Pillai Tamil. Now after Periyazhvar was the pioneer and he set this Pillai Tamil, right? He sang in Yashoda Bhavam about every single step in Krishna's childhood. The other poets who came much later than Periyazhvar, they followed suit. Okay, so first he sings about, like I said, the glory of Lord Krishna's birth. He assumes Yashoda Bhavam. And in that, in one pasuram he says, Nan Melinden Nanga. He says, oh, I've taken Krishna upon myself and I am losing weight. He says that. Now one would wonder, oh, Krishna is a very chubby kid, of course. One would imagine Krishna as very plump, chubby, and you would want to just cuddle Krishna, right? And maybe is Yashoda here saying that she is unable to bear the weight of such Krishna? No, that is not what it is. Because Periyazhvar is such a Uttama Bhagavata, right? He says, this little Krishna who has come, right? There are so many asuras who've come to kill him already. Now, and what does this Krishna do? Kidakil tottil kiriya udaithidum. Eduthukollil marunga iruthidum. Odukki pulgil udaratte paindidum. Midikkilamayal nan melindhen nangai. So what that means is, he says, oh, look at this little Krishna. He kicks his feet. Kidakil tottil kiriya udaithidum. Tottil means a cradle. He breaks away the cradle. Eduthukollil marunga iruthidum. When you try to carry him, he just goes up, or he tries to come out of it. Now, Yashoda Bhavatale, so the Vishnu Chitta or Periyazhvar, who is in that Yashoda Bhavam, right? He's worried, oh, what is going to happen to such Krishna? Because of this, he is worried, and he says it's because of that worry that I am about to lose my weight. Or he says it's causing me to lose weight. So such is the bhavam of Krishna, or such is the bhavam of Periyazhvar. So this Pillai Tamil, it goes from month 2 or 3 to up to, like, say, 21 months. So in the journey of how he enjoys Krishna, he then sings about the beauty of Krishna's body parts, every single one of them, starting from his feet and all the way to his head in the next decade, which is called the Sida Kadal. He enjoys so much. I don't know. I can't use the right words here, because one should actually probably know the language Tamil, or at least listen to the deeper meanings of how Periyazhvar enjoys Krishna, and then you would know what I'm talking about. So he starts with all of this and he goes. Okay, he explains. Then after that, he puts Krishna to sleep. Now there are 2 Divya Prabandhams where they are Talate. Talate means putting to sleep. One is Kulasekara Alvar, who sings this, who puts Rama to sleep in a padigam called, or in a pasuram called Mannu Pugal Kausalaitan Manivayiru Vaittavane. You might have heard of it. Similarly, Periyazhvar puts Krishna to sleep in using this Periyazhvar Tirumozhi pasuram called Manikam Katti Vairamidai Katti Aaniponnal Seida Vannachiru Tottil Peni Unakku Piraman Vidudandan Manik Kuralane Talelo Vayya Malandane Talelo. So then, after that, he goes on to enjoy each stage. So he calls the moon to come to Lord Krishna. He tries to feed Krishna with that. Then he talks about how Krishna rocks back and forth. That stage happens in around, let's say, the 9 months. Then he talks about the stage where he invites Krishna to do this thing called Chappani, Sahapani, which is clapping your hands together. So he goes on to enjoy all of these phases. And that is the glory of Periyazhvar. So in a work called Sri Vachana Bhushanam, our Acharya, the Acharya who composed that work is called Pillai Lokacharya. It contains a lot of valuable information for us. So in that he says, for the other Alvars, right, praying upon and meditating upon Sriman Narayana happens all the time, and singing Mangala Sasanam happens once in a while. But for Periyazhvar, it is Nityam. That means it happens all the time. And because of that, he sometimes would feel, he would even be scared of things that happened a long time ago. Such is the bhavam of Periyazhvar. It is that Periyazhvar's Thirunakshatram which is falling, which comes next week. And as we go and celebrate Periyazhvar's Thirunakshatram next week, let us also meditate upon his glories, about what Periyazhvar has shown us, about maybe if there is one thing that we can do, right, it is to maybe think of how Periyazhvar was always immersed in Krishna Anubhavam, and maybe seek to have that bhakti, maybe pray to Periyazhvar and to Perumal to give us also that bhakti, so we can also enjoy the glories. With that, Adiyen would now rest. நல்ல திருப்பல்லாண்டு நான்மூன்னோன் வாழியே 461 நமக்குரைத்தான் வாழியே சொல்லரிய ஆணிதனில் சோதிவந்தான் வாழியே தொடைசூடி கொடுத்தாளை தொழுந்தமப்பன் வாழியே சென்னு கிழியறுத்து மால் தெய்வமென்னான் வாழியே வில்லிபுத்தூர் நகரத்தை விளங்க வைத்தான் வாழியே வேதியர்கோன் பட்டர்பிரான் மேதினியில் வாழியே. ஆழ்வார் எம்பெருமானார் ஜீயர் திருவடிகளே சரணம்.